Okay, we're going to continue on. Today, we're going to start up in the book of Matthew. This is Matthew 1, chapter 1, verse 1. The book of the genealogy of Jesus Christ, the son of David, the son of Abraham. Now, this is the genealogy of Joseph. Doesn't have anything to do with Jesus' genealogy. Mother Mary's genealogy is in Luke 3. So we can find out the genealogy of Christ in Luke 3, but this is the genealogy of Joseph, the stepfather. Abraham begot Isaac, Isaac begot Jacob, and Jacob begot Judah and his brothers, and Judah begot Perez and Zerah by Tamar. Perez begot Hezron, and Hezron begot Ram. Ram begot Abinadab. Abinadab begot Nahshon, and Nahshon begot Salmon. Salmon begot Boaz by Rahab. Boaz begot Obed by Ruth. Obed begot Jesse, and Jesse begot David the king. David the king begot Solomon. See, Solomon's not in the bloodline of Christ. Nathan, David's son Nathan, is in the bloodline of Christ. David the king begot Solomon by her, who had been with the wife of Uriah. Solomon begot Rehoboam. Rehoboam begot Abijah, and Abijah begot Asa. And Asa begot Jehoshaphat, and Jehoshaphat begot Joram. And Joram begot Uzziah, and Uzziah begot Jotham. Jotham begot Ahaz, and Ahaz begot Hezekiah. Hezekiah begot Manasseh, and Manasseh begot Ammon. Ammon begot Josiah. Josiah begot Jeconiah and his brothers about the time they were carried away to Babylon. And after they were brought to Babylon, Jeconiah begot Shealtiel, and Shealtiel begot Zerubbabel. Zerubbabel begot Abid, and Abid begot Eliakim, and Eliakim begot Azor. Azor begot Zadok, and Zadok begot Achim. Achim begot Ehud. Ehud begot Eleazar, and Eleazar begot Mathan, and Mathan begot Jacob. Jacob begot Joseph, the husband of Mary, of whom was born Jesus, who called Christ. And all the generations from Abraham to David are 14 generations. And from David until the captivity in Babylon are 14 generations. And from the captivity in Babylon until the Christ are 14 generations. Now the birth of Jesus Christ was as follows. After his mother Mary was betrothed to Joseph, before they came together, she was found with child of the Holy Spirit. Then Joseph, her husband, being a just man and not wanting to make her a public example, was minded to put her away secretly. But while he thought about these things, behold, an angel of the Lord appeared to him in a dream, saying, Joseph, son of David, do not be afraid to take you Mary, your wife, for that which is conceived in her is of the Holy Spirit. And she will bring forth a son, and you shall call his name Jesus, for he will save his people from their sins. So all this was done that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken by the Lord through the prophet, saying, Behold, the virgin shall be with child, and bear a son, and they shall call his name Emmanuel, which is translated, God with us. Isaiah 7:14, Emmanuel, God with us, for those 33 years, in the form of Jesus Christ. Then Joseph, being aroused from sleep, did as the angel of the Lord commanded him, and took him his wife, and did not know her until she had brought forth her firstborn son. And he called his name Jesus. Now after Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea, in the days of Herod the king, behold, the wise men from the east came to Jerusalem, saying, Where is he who has been born King of the Jews? For we have seen his star in the east, and have come to worship him. When Herod the king heard this, he was troubled, and all Jerusalem with him. And when he had gathered all the chief priests and scribes of the people together, he inquired of them where the Christ was to be born. So they said to him, in Bethlehem of Judea. Bethlehem means the city of bread. It's where they ground the grain, about 10, 12 miles north of Jerusalem. It wasn't very far to Bethlehem from Jerusalem. So they said to him, in Bethlehem of Judea, for thus it is written by the prophet, but you, Bethlehem, in the land of Judea, are not the least among the rulers of Judea. For out of you shall come a ruler who will shepherd my people Israel. Then Herod, when he had secretly called the wise men, determined from them what time the star had appeared. The dog stars Sirius, Mars, and Jupiter all lined up, and you had a great bright light in the sky. And that led the wise men to Bethlehem. And you remember, the Christ child was conceived by the Holy Spirit December the 25th. Women carry babies 9 months. He was born September the 29th, the first day of the Feast of Tabernacles. He was circumcised on the 8th day of the Feast of Tabernacles, the last day. Tabernacle, the Feast of Tabernacles is called Succoth. It's when they live in the booths, like they had to live in the booths for 40 years out in the desert. Succoth, it means booth. And they're a makeshift looking tent that the children of Israel had to live in out in the desert for 40 years. And then 6 months before Christ's child was born, John the Baptist was born on Passover Day. Passover, 6 months later, is Feast of Tabernacles, the birth of Jesus. And then the Christ child was conceived by the Holy Spirit on December the 25th. Then Herod, when he had secretly called the wise men, determined from them what time the star appeared. And he sent them to Bethlehem and said, go and search carefully for the young child, and when you have found him, bring back word to me, that I may come and worship him also. And when they heard the king, they departed, and behold, the star which they had seen in the east went before them, till it came and stood over where the young child was. When they saw the star, they rejoiced with exceedingly great joy. And when they had come into the house, they saw the young child with him, Mary, his mother, and fell down and worshipped him. And when they had opened their treasures, they presented gifts to him, gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Then, being divinely warned in a dream that they should not return to Herod, they departed for their own country another way. Now when they had departed, behold, an angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream, saying, arise, take the young child and his mother, flee to Egypt, and stay there until I bring you word. For Herod will seek the young child to destroy him. When he arose, he took the young child and his mother by night and departed for Egypt, and was there until the death of Herod, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by the Lord through the prophet, saying, out of Egypt I call my son. Then Herod, when he saw that he was deceived by the wise men, was exceedingly angry, and he sent forth and put to death all the male children who were in Bethlehem and in all of its districts, from 2 years old and under, according to the time which he had determined from the wise men. Then was fulfilled what was spoken by Jeremiah the prophet, saying, a voice was heard in Ramah, lamentation, weeping, and great mourning. Rachel weeping for her children, refusing to